Welcome to Pantry Reset. I started this in August, and as you can see I'm sticking some paper on the wall, and what I was doing was writing down how many things that we have. Don't worry, I won't bore you with the details, but I will show you that there are still empty packets living in my pantry. And I just wanted to do a little bit of a stock count and update you on how the pantry is working and what we're changing around. So this top section used to be sort of a 3-month hold, so then I'd put any excess stuff that we have in there. Behind me is a bench, and underneath that has the other stock from the Woolworths hauls that we have done, and so I've been using some of that to refill this pantry and trying to see how they work in tangent, how we can stretch food out and what's going on. So I'm going through this top section now of all the bits and pieces that we have. A couple of boxes here of cereal that I've donated to my local Buy Nothing group because we're just not going to eat it. We've still got half of this container. It is kind of used as a snack thing, like a handful as some people are walking past, but it sat here for ages, so I might have to look at a way to incorporate that into, I don't know, some muffins or something. I'll figure it out. So we're just trying to get this area also now nice and tidy and only keep things in here that we really use. Some of the things would have cost me very little anyway, so I don't mind donating it on, especially there are some people in our Buy Nothing group that really would benefit from having that, so that's good. The coffee tin that I'm just putting up here right now, so funny, it ended up being pulled out 2 days later because a tin of that will last my hubby about 6 months, and then he actually needed to replace it. So I said, yes, it's all the way up the back of the cupboard. So although I will get another one soon, and it will probably go back in that hole, it won't be for a while. So I try and keep here to the side cereal type things. We've got them, and then in front of that will go the milk that you'll see later. I'm counting, we've got bags of oats up the back, we've got plant-based Milo, we've got drinking chocolate, and then right up the back is noodles. There's some rice noodles, and then there's the fantastic noodles. There's about 12 in a packet, I think, and I get them when they're half price, so like $2.45 at Coles. They're really good in stir fries and things like that. They're basically just 2-minute noodles without the flavouring, and they're a lot cheaper, especially when they're half price. So this section here is sort of the breakfast section. For some reason the taco packet is here, so we'll put that away where it's meant to be, and we'll just tidy up all of the sauces and all the spreads. We don't use a lot of spreads, but at least I know that they're there. Now the Milo I'm going to pull out and put up the top because my eldest says that they are reaching right up the top to grab any Milo or drinking chocolate because they visually can see it up there. So I think I'm going to abandon the whole 3-month pantry, and it will just be the frequent products that we need will go up there to sit, and then they're also safe away from being on the floor or whatever, and then they're up there so people can grab. I still will keep a couple of things down on this shelf, some of the drinking chocolate, just because it will be habit for me to know they're there, and eventually the juice will go in here as well as the oat milk. I've got some more boxes of cereal. I was just checking the expiration dates. They're still fine, so I donated those on the Buy Nothing group as well. I think there was some coffee pods in there as well. Sorting out the noodles that are here up the top, just combining everything down, which is so funny. The container that I have here, it fits about 8 of the squares of noodles, and you get either like 10 or 12 in a pack. So if you open it, because you only need 1 or 2 of the bricks of noodles, then you're left with this semi-open pack, which is why I had the smaller Tupperware container there, but it's sorted now. Also, by keeping account of things, it's going to work a lot better when I'm looking at shopping in future for stockpiling, so I can have a look at sort of a spreadsheet and then go, okay, I always want this many of this item here because I know this is how long it takes us to go through, and it just makes it easy to build everything up. I keep doing things to sort of work out what the best plan is. As we say, it's like evidence-based practice, and you just keep trying things over and over again until you get it right. So this is our snack aisle and an empty packet of muesli bars. What can I say? We have muesli bars here, we have chips, we have biscuits, we have anything snack related that we need. So we just fill up as needed. And at the start of the month, I'm trying to sort of load this area up really, really well. It worked last month for July as well, especially with the chips. I just loaded it all up, and then I noticed at the end of the month there was only a couple of packets left. So I was pretty happy with that. We've got the chip box here that I have dropped. And apparently salt and vinegar chips, where they came from, I don't know, because they're not part of this thing. Probably mum had a packet in her bag at bingo and gave it to me, and I threw it in my bag not thinking about it, and then threw it in the pantry. No one's going to eat salt and vinegar chips, so yep. And so I'm just going to refill all the drawers because there's not many chips in this box, and then that will get rid of that one. I really liked this box of chips. It worked out to be the same price if you could get the box of chips on a really, really, really cheap special. And I noticed that Coles did have some more, and even some of them were out on clearance, but I don't think I'm going to get back there in time to get another box. So it is what it is. Just have to cross my fingers and hope that we get some other chips down the track. It is cheaper to buy the big packets of chips, but I find that breaking them up myself into the Ziploc bags, they go a bit stale. I know other people say that they do it, but I find that they go stale. And we have a lot of people with very high sensitive needs in this house, so I need to make sure that I don't turn anybody off their food. We have had some requests for some LCM bars, so I've picked up some of those when they're half price, so I put them in the containers. What I'm thinking about doing too is now having 2 different drawers, because each one likes different LCMs, so then I could have one snack drawer for one person and then one snack drawer for the other, and it will just make it a lot easier. I am going to attempt to make my own LCMs again. I've actually spent nearly a week looking at recipes online and figuring out what the best way is to go about it. I've made them earlier before and they didn't turn out very well, so we'll try again and we'll cross our fingers. Hopefully that they're a bit older, it might make it work a little bit better. We shall see. Oh, I'm donating these packets of shapes as well that I got marked down because we just are not going to eat it. The last packet took forever to go through, and by the end of it, it was stale. So donate it to someone who can appreciate it. And we've got these 2-minute noodles that I got on clearance for $2 each from Foodland. I do really love some of the Foodland markdowns I can get. Some of the prices are like amazing, and so I'm super happy when I can pick them up, especially if it's something that we eat all the time and it's very shelf stable like these. Oh, here's the coffee pods back. Yeah, we're going to donate them. I don't know where they even come from. I think someone gave me like a little food hamper thing or something a couple of months ago in March. If you know, you know. And I kind of went, oh, thanks so much, and then have realized what they were. So yeah, not for us. Oh, the oat milk is finally here, and I'm reading very carefully the top. Even though I shopped these over a couple of weeks, the dates on them vary huge, so I'm just double checking what are the right dates so I can put them in order. So as they say, first in, first out, or last in, first out, I don't know. But I want to make sure that they are still fresh when we go to use them, because if you leave oat milk too long, it does separate. And although you can mix it through really easily if you're doing a white sauce, when you can see it sitting separated on top of cereal or coffee, it does not look the best. Putting in the juice that we like, and it's just going to sit here because it's easy access for some people to put in the fridge then as they need. I'm just refilling the 2-minute noodle thing here as well, just loading it up fully, so then it can just sit there for a whole month. Hopefully that should cover us for a month. Some weeks we're really into 2-minute noodles and other weeks we are not, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. I can't remember if I put another container in there or not. I think I probably did off camera. I counted hubby's spicy noodles as well, and then was just also having a look in the other drawers of bits and pieces that we need. So I need to grab some more baked beans and some other meal based things. Or the oil, I filled this up. Oh, there's a tiny bit left. Don't you hate it in a container when there's just a tiny little bit of something left? So annoying. So for now, the container will just sit in the little cupboard and wait. We've got tomato sauce. Tomato sauce is life. If you know, you know. And that can just sit there. It's funny though, this container did not last very long this time. It was nearly empty at the start of the month anyway, so it got used up pretty quickly. And then just sorting out the rest of the pantry. Down here we have all of our sauce types now. So I've got the teriyaki there that we get from Woolworths. We'll have at least one noodle dish, and I'm putting here from the stockpile some of the spaghetti bolognese sauce because we will have spaghetti bolognese. I really liked the brands that we got from Woolworths a while ago, so I made sure I stockpiled some of those. I will have a look for alternatives at Coles eventually when I need them. And then here is also the other tins of things. So I've put in there beetroots, we have that for our burgers, pineapple when we do pizzas, and I got some mini cans of the champignons. I got these from Foodland. They were on clearance for like 40 cents each. I only grabbed 8 cans because I was quite aware at the time that my elder said they're not really a fan of them. I thought, oh no, this is why I don't massively stockpile. I don't mind having them. So I will still have them when I do the risotto, but at least I know that they're in the cupboard, and that's one of the things I'm not going to have to worry about when the Coles Fly by Spence comes around, because I have the mini cans there from Foodland. Tinned tomatoes here. This is a staple must have in our pantry. For 500 grams of minced meat, I've been using one of the 800 gram tins because I prefer, especially when I'm doing lasagna, to have a little bit of a wetter consistency because I put vegetables in my lasagna. So let me know what your tinned tomatoes to mince meat is. I would be curious to know. We've got overgrown onions. This bag my mum gave to me and we haven't got around to using them, so I think they can go live elsewhere. And then just tidying up this bottom section, I've got this little roll away container that I got from Kmart. Absolutely love it. It is filled with onions at the moment, so I've decided to take them out and put them in a smaller container instead. And I've got the potatoes here from Coles, and I'll put those in just loose. I find them, they are fine just sitting there in the cupboard. It's dark enough, the door gets closed often enough, so they're quite well protected. They're not green or anything from the light, otherwise I would keep them in the bag. It frustrates me that I have to pay $8 for 4 kilos of potatoes from Coles, but it is what it is. And my family really like the homemade chips and roast potatoes and things that I do, so while they appreciate and enjoy, I'm happy to pay for the potatoes in some sense, because it means we're saving money compared with frozen chips. I am glad that the potatoes are of a decent size this time, that I can actually make chips out of them, because the last lot were super small. I was just looking for a potato to compare the size, but these are all really decent size. They were about that big. They were like baby potatoes. So we had a lot of smaller little like roast potatoes and things like that. Just sorting out the rest of the cupboard, I put away some of the bottles of soft drink that I've gotten through mystery shopping, so I tend not to purchase them in our shopping hauls anymore because I can get them on clearance from time to time, and then you get cash back through Smart Spotter. Link is down below. I'm so glad that I've been able to tidy and organise the pantry and share it with you. Let's see how we go for another month. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.